Today I'm here to talk to you about how to throw a pitch and how to use the proper arm movement and proper fingers, proper wrist movement. It's very difficult to throw a pitch, to get the right grip, to get the right movement, to throw your arm at the right speed, and basically you gotta be in pretty good shape. A lot of kids get hurt at a young age because they're not in the right shape, their body's not ready for it, they're not old enough yet basically. And a lot of guys at the end of their career, like major leaguers who are about to finish, who are done with their careers and everything, they get hurt because they're so old. Basically, they've been doing it forever. If somebody in college doesn't get hurt that often with these pitches because they are working at it every day and they're strengthening their arms up to where they can do it. These guys are performing at a high enough level that they have strengthened their arm enough to the point where it doesn't bother them anymore. But every now and then you'll have a guy who suffers from these injuries. They will either have Tommy John or labrum surgeries. Tommy John is one of the most successful surgeries out there for pitchers right now. You come back throwing harder and you're more effective because that ligament's not there anymore. It's your UCL, your ulnar collateral. More interpreted as the Tommy John ligament, obviously, in the baseball world. Dr. Jamie Andrews has massive surgery and has a 98% success rate. So usually guys who have injuries are big time guys, go out, get it, come back 16 months later, say they're throwing the same speed, if not harder, because they have a brand new arm. For kids my age, 19, 18, 20 years old, our arms are healthy, young, and usually you don't see it a whole lot, but you'll see a case here and there from a guy who is overused. So first, I want to talk to you about the fastball. There's three different kinds of fastballs. You have a four-seam fastball and a two-seam fastball and a cut fastball. The four-seam fastball, you can either grip it across the horseshoes like this or like this, and sometimes some guys throw it like this. I prefer to throw mine either like this or this to get more movement on the ball, because you get more movement with the finger pressure. And a four-seam fastball is harder than any other pitch you can throw. It has very little movement unless you have the right arm slot. A lot of guys will throw from over the top, which is right about here, 3/4, sidearm, and then you have your submarine guys who come from down here. And the submarine guys can always basically scrape their arm or their hand across the dirt. I throw from 3/4, so I get a little bit of movement on my fastball, and it also speeds your arm up too because you're having less range of movement, which makes it come through faster. The two-seam fastball, you grip like this, and pretty much this is the only way you can grip it. And what it is, it causes two seams to rotate through the ball, as opposed to a four-seam, which you count the seams 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's a two-seam. And a two-seam, if you put more pressure in here or out here, finger-wise, it'll move more. Not as hard as your four-seam fastball is. It can be if you are a power arm and can throw the ball extremely hard, but it'll always have more movement and probably always be a little bit slower. Again, arm slot and speed always affects how the pitch is thrown. The next fastball is a cut fastball. You basically are cutting the ball in half. You can throw it like this, you can throw it like this, any way that most of the white is showing. You just snap down the ball. Just snap it in half. You're just cutting the ball in half. And usually the guys who can only throw that are the guys in a 3/4 or sidearm position, because if you throw it from here, you're not really going to get any motion on the ball. Throw it over the top, it'll move, but not a whole lot. And that's one of those pitches that goes like this or like this, depending on if you throw lefty or righty. Secondly, the secondary pitches, such as a breaking ball. A curveball, you snap your fingers. That's all you do, is just snap the fingers. And that will depend on the type of movement you get out of the ball, is how hard you throw it and where you throw it, basically. I throw mine, again, from 3/4 or over the top. If you throw it from over the top, you get more 12-6 action, which is straight down, is a hard ball to hit. 3/4, you get a lot of slider action, so it moves across the plate like this. Or sidearm, more of a slider type of guy if you're a sidearm. Under, as a submarine, the ball will go up and then come straight back down. After that, the next pitch will be a slider. You're throwing it like this, and you either turn the doorknob, which causes the ball to rotate like this and across the plate, or you just snap down like a cutter. This is a pitch a lot of guys who throw in the 90s, upper 90s, mid 90s throw. Curveballs are for guys who throw low 90s, 80s. Some guys who throw upper 90s, mid 90s will throw a curveball, but it's a very hard pitch to throw if you throw that hard because you have a lot on the ball. As opposed to a slider, it can be thrown very hard. It can be thrown at 92, 93 miles an hour. For example, Matt Harvey, he pitches for the Mets, throws a 93-mile slider. Finally, you have a knuckleball. And a knuckleball, breaking pitch, off-speed pitch. Sorry, I can't think of the name of it real fast. And it kind of depends on how you throw the ball, depending on what it is. But this falls in both category, off-speed and breaking ball. You can throw it like this. As long as your fingers are not on the ball, you're throwing it with your fingernails, basically, or your tips. Or you can throw it like this, throw it like this, throw it like this. Just depends on how some guys throw it. That's one of the things that you push the ball. You don't throw it, you push, and it doesn't rotate. It'll float to home plate like that. Finally, again, off-speed pitches, your changeup, your knuckleball, or your Infus pitch. A changeup, I throw mine like this. It's a 3-finger straight change. Got a little bit of movement to it. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you about, my final off-speed, my final breaking ball pitch was a split finger, otherwise known as a splitter. You throw it like this, get a wide grip. You gotta have big fingers to do it because you gotta be able to grip it all the way around the ball like that. Probably a little bit higher like this. That could also be a off-speed pitch too. So, and that ball goes like this, straight down. But again, back to the changeup. The changeup, you can throw a circle change, just like this, just making okay with the fingers. You throw a 3-finger straight change. Then there's a knuckleball that I showed you previously, and then there's the Infus pitch. Infus pitch is a very hard pitch to throw, and by that I mean you have to get the proper arm speed and you basically have to do everything perfectly. Grip it right, throw it right, everything. That ball just floats right on into home plate there, turns slowly. Probably gonna throw like 60 miles an hour, opposed to 93. Basically, those are all the pitches that I know how to throw. I may not be able to throw them all, but those are what I know to do. So I'd like to thank you for watching this, and I hope that one day either you will know how to throw this and teach somebody how to throw it, but basically I really hope that you understand that what these guys do on the mound in the major leagues and in college baseball is not just an art. It's something that's very hard to master, and these guys have worked forever to learn it and to get good at it. Without these pitches, baseball probably wouldn't be as good as it is today. And standing from a pitcher standpoint, pitching is a huge part of the game, and I'd rather watch a pitcher's duel over a hitter's game, but that's just me. So I'd like to thank you for watching this, and enjoy.